What is up, everyone? So today is a huge day for the K-Series S14. I don't think we ever named this thing, right? Does this have a name yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Should we give it a name?
Can you guys help me think of a name of it? Because it's like the reverse Nisanda. People were saying like Honda-san. That doesn't really sound right. Come on, you guys are creative. Help me think of a name for this thing because I don't know. Whatever. So today it gets its engine harness. That's huge. It's like a huge step of the swap. Any swap. The wiring is probably one of the most daunting pieces for most people. Luckily, I'm very fortunate because Wiring Specialties just released an engine harness for this swap. So that makes my life a little too easy.
I think not a little, but a lot.
Yeah. From the start, I thought I was gonna have to make an engine harness for it, but the guys at Wiring Specialties, they absolutely kill it with their product, and I cannot say no. So today, they were coming down, and honestly, they haven't actually had an S14 to fully test the product on. So they're coming down today to test it out in the car and take some notes down on how they can improve it in the future for the next batch, and just take some product photos. So I'm actually very excited. So the boys will be down here very shortly, but what I have to do in preparation for them is I actually have to start installing the fuel system. As you can see, the swap's actually starting to look pretty complete. Yesterday I put in the boost controller and did all the lines right there. Looks pretty dope. But we don't have any fuel injectors or anything right here. So we need to get that done before they show up very shortly, so the engine bay actually looks complete, so we can get this engine harness plugged in and mocked up for some good photos for them. So of course, guys, down here we are spoiled with our Works products. We use Works for all our fuel components, and honestly, they've done nothing but give amazing results. So we will continue. So this is literally the entire fuel system for the Kouki. As much as I'd love to do it today, we can only do the engine bay portion because we don't have enough time. Let's see, the first thing I want to show off is this is their new K-Series rail. I believe they just came out with this. Ta-da! Is that thing dope?
Sick.
Right? Look how much fuel you can send through this thing. Can you see me?
Right through.
So fuel rails are simple, right? You got an in and out, some sources you could tap in for a pressure sensor, gauge, or if you want to put a feed in the middle or a return in the middle, right? This thing is gonna match beautifully to the rest of our components, just like that. Oh, that looks awesome, dude. So then we have our DW 1200cc injectors. Yeah, that's a lot of injector. But we're trying to make some sauce on this thing. We want to run on ethanol, so these are fully ethanol capable, and they give us plenty of room to have plenty of fuel getting shoved in that big old K-Series, and well, we can make all the power we want. So you guys are probably also wondering why the hell we're working in this bay today. And you want to tell them?
Let's take a quick look. You guys know what that is? It
was like 100 degrees out yesterday, and we were all dying. So I decided, come in the AC. So typical, you guys know the deal. Lube up the injectors, because if you don't use lube, you're gonna fold over an O-ring and it's gonna leak and you're gonna have a bad time and there's fuel everywhere. Oh, it sucks.
You don't wanna go in dry.
You don't wanna go in dry. Even Ant can tell you that. See, look how tight of a fit that is. A little bit of lube. You can walk it in. Look at that.
That's nice.
Try doing that dry. Not gonna happen. All right, check this out. Pretty little piece. I don't think I've ever worked on a car in air conditioning. It's amazing. Oh, dude, look at that. That's beautiful. That fits so well with the whole look, you know? Works definitely killed it on that piece, for sure. Oh, dude, I love that. That's so good. So the next piece of the puzzle is Works fuel pressure regulator. We gotta regulate the pressure, right? Usually figuring out where to mount the fuel pressure regulator drives me nuts every single time because it's like a pretty major component in your engine bay, and you just, you know, you want it out of the way. And there's a couple good places we could put this. As long as it's away from heat and moving parts, you're kind of good to go. And it even comes with a mounting bracket. Look at that. Look at that, right? A little pedestal for it, easy peasy. So this time I wanted to try something a little bit differently, and I wanted to actually mount the regulator to the rail, kind of like a factory setup, right? So I was thinking something along the lines of putting it right here. What do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
It's not terrible.
Don't give me, no, I need better. Saying something's not terrible is not a good response. If your girl asks you, she's just like, how do I look? And you say, hey, it's not terrible. You get slapped.
Oh, you're getting, yeah, you're getting beat that night.
Whatever, Ant.
It will work.
It'll work. It's not terrible. So we have a bunch of open ports on this thing, right? Really the only thing that determines the orientation is where the vacuum line needs to face, right? Honestly, we could spin it any which way. And I'm kind of feeling towards the rail. Or just like through here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're doing it this way. Cool. We're gonna cap this side. Then we're gonna do an NPT on one side for a fuel pressure sensor. Where's RJ, huh? RJ, you still sleeping, buddy? All right, let's see. Here we go.
Is that it?
That's it. ShopJimmyO.com for all your link needs.
Wake up, RJ.
So I bought this fancy little adapter right here, right? So it goes -8 to -6. This allows us to basically lock in the O-ring wherever we need it to sit, so we can get this thing to sit at the correct angle. Look at that, right on. Just like that. Do you like it better now, ain't it? That looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look more complete now.
You can't tell me that doesn't look good,
And it's facing the correct way.
That's what I'm saying. And you said you didn't like it.
Nah, I changed my mind.
And then the last piece of the puzzle is our fuel pressure sensor. We need plenty of room for this thing because they're kind of big. You can't tell me that didn't work out mint.
Yeah, that worked out good.
Not bad, right?
Not bad.
All right, so the annoying thing about the S chassis is they actually run the fuel lines on the passenger side of the car, which, I mean, when you have a Nissan engine, is annoying. It makes sense. And technically, you could just run your fuel lines over, but there's a lot of exhaust components and it's gonna get close to it and it's just not worth it. So we're gonna do it right, the correct way. We're gonna take those fuel lines and just move them over. Unfortunately, we are not getting underneath the car right now and doing that. What we're gonna do is just finalize the stuff in the bay, but we made it a little bit easier for ourselves because I had Mr. Johnny himself next door making up this pretty cool bracket, and I put some bulkhead fittings in it. So now we have a point to disconnect our fuel lines. So all the lines underneath will run to the bottom right here, and then we can go off of this to our rail, and so we have this nice disconnect point.
That's smart.
Of course, our beautiful Dishworks fittings, can't beat them. So we're gonna do the -8 RB to -6. All right, so when it comes to running fuel line, there's no wrong way of doing it. Just make sure it's not near anything moving or anything hot. A lot of guys like to take a 180, right? And what you could do with that is you could literally send your fuel line right back across the rail. And it looks pretty dope. Definitely a fan of it. It definitely has a look to it. But what I want to try and do is actually kick it underneath the intake manifold. Oh, dude, look at that. It was made for this. So we're gonna hide that line. Check that out. Not bad, right?
Right through there.
Can't beat that. Can we just talk about how nice these DW fittings are? Dude, feel that. You could feel it in the weight alone. I think we kicked the bottom of this out, right? Get it away from that coolant line. Oh man, dude. Huh? Mm-hmm. And just in time, because the wiring specialties guys are just pulling in. And that's it. That's the entire fuel system in the engine bay. So we did not put the fuel filter though in the engine bay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it a little bit more downstream out of the way because they're kind of big because we don't really have a really good spot to mount it underneath the intake manifold.
Yo!
What's up?
What up?
What do you got for me?
What's up? A special K-Series harness.
The box. This is the box. You know the deal. One bite. Oh man. You guys ready to install this thing?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's get to work. What do you guys think? First impressions.
I think it's badass.
Yeah.
Clean.
See Brian right here? He's a Honda guy, so he knows.
I can
Yeah, it
appreciate
definitely looks pretty good.
That's clean.
Not too bad, right?
I like it.
All right, guys, so here it is. This is my K-Series to S14 conversion harness by Wiring Specialties. And you guys just came out with this, what, last month?
About a couple months ago.
A couple months ago. So our K-Series harness here. And then we have basically the interface right here that's gonna connect it to our S14. So they'll have their K-Series harness and then they'll adapt it to whatever chassis you need to put it in. Nice and simple. So you guys are familiar with the products, you've seen the videos quite a bit, right? So they had the beautiful loom, everything's nice and labeled, high-end connectors, and we're good to go. So the only thing I had them do that was a little different was I had them pin it for a Link Fury. Of course, we gotta be on the Link. Honda is usually the common option. Right. Correct. So, and then on top of that, I had them add a couple extra things in, like we put a flex fuel sensor in, we added a wideband in the harness itself since it's already in the Link Fury, and then we got our boost controller, oil pressure sensor, and a fuel pressure sensor. So at the end of the day, it's actually a pretty simple setup, and it shouldn't be too bad. So let's just see what happens. Get that out of there. And they give me a couple extra plugs here for some extra IOs if I want to add some other features like a fan relay or other sensors in the harness without having to cut into this beautiful piece right here. So it feels kind of weird having other people work on my car right now, but the guys are here to get a better idea on how this all fits so we can take notes down for the next batch to fit even better. about it. The problem is once you start getting stuff that short that yeah, the cover.
Exactly. So,
All right.
crank 2 inches. Why don't we make it longer? You can put it right here instead. Put it both.
All right, so the harness is officially on, and you could barely see it, which is awesome, right? Having a tucked harness is one of the best looks ever, and well, we didn't even try. So the boys down at Wiring Specialties got what they needed to know. Took a bunch of notes on how they can make the harness fit even better in the future. It's not that the harness fits bad by any means, it fits amazing, but there's always room for improvement. So that's pretty cool that my car was able to be like the guinea pig. So we found out a couple things. One, I have the wrong crank sensor, not a big deal. Two, I completely forgot to put the flex fuel sensor in, and that's just my fault because I was rushing with the fuel system. So the flex fuel sensor literally just goes on the return line, right underneath the fuel pressure regulator. So we'll just splice it in underneath the intake, not a big deal. And then I also had them pin it for the wrong injectors. So I had them pin it for EV14 injectors. These, where mine are EV1 style. But the harness is able to snake up to the intake and it's nice and tucked and I really love it. So I did a little bit of cable management once they left to make it flow a little bit nicer. Everything's nice and petite. Got to get this thing tucked up here. And besides that, I'm pretty freaking happy with it. I'm gonna probably P-clamp this out of the way. And honestly, look how cool this is. Love that. So, we're getting close, we're getting really close. I still have to do the main battery cable for the fuse panel and for the starter and the alternator. Then we have to finish running the fuel lines. But besides that, we are getting very, very close to the first start. And I am super, super excited. But I almost forgot. Every time I work with Wiring Specialties, I ask them to extend my discount onto you guys with a discount code. So use the discount code JimmyO at checkout for 10% off any of their products. So if you're looking to do a crazy swap, the only guys that have a K-Series swap harness right now, or if you just want to replace your crusty OEM harness, they probably got something for you. That 30-year-old JDM harness you got, that is not cutting it. So discount code JimmyO, 10% off. Don't sleep. Link in description. What are you doing in my car right now?
Testing things.
You just, what the sea sucker. Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
I'm afraid of the ocean. This thing's cool.
Is this like,
On there.
oh my God, I'm gonna work, look at this thing. Look at this.
Look at someone's faulty trunk line. There you go.
That's kind of cool, dude.
Isn't it dope?
Makes me a little nervous on this thing, but
Nah, that ain't going nowhere.
I hope not. Let's put it on the U32 and try and yeet it off.
Will you get me another one if it eats off?
No, warranty.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Interesting, kind of like that. So, now we have a lot of hot pipes over here. I think it's finally time for some quick heat management.
What is it called again?
Heat management.
No, that thing. Oh, the turbo blanket.
All right, so my buddies down at Funk Motorsport sent me some heat management supplies right here. So, got a turbo blanket, definitely a must. We got some line wrap, and then we got a blanket for the wastegate, which I think is pretty dope. We got a lot going on right here, so we're gonna help kind of control this and keep the bay from hurting other components. So, first thing is the turbo blanket. This thing is thick. Do you see this, dude?
It's like a
Squeeze it, just squeeze it.
pillow.
It's like a pillow, you could sleep in this thing. It's a neck pillow.
Yeah.
You ever gotta travel, you know? Get off
Airplane?
your car, just. RJ laughed. All right,
The
well.
snore got me.
The snore, it was a snore, yeah. So we already test fitted this, I'm not gonna lie, and it looks so freaking cool. Isn't that crazy? It makes the turbo honestly look massive and like very controlled. And it covers that little rusty exhaust housing. And this, I'm actually really pumped on. I've never had one of these before, and honestly, I've never really seen one, but it's a little blanket for the wastegate itself. We still gotta tie this up, but it's a really nice petite package that really helps control all the heat coming from our wastegate right there. So the way we hold this on is it actually comes with springs right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them on this side, right? One, just like that. But look at that, that looks awesome. What's nice is they work really well and they look pretty freaking dope, so it's like a win-win. And then for the wastegate blanket, we're just gonna do a little bit of mechanics wire and wrap it around. Just like that.
Fits this engine
Dude, that
very
looks,
well.
right? That looks so good in there.
It's like professional.
Oh, that looks so good. That is so cool. The Funk boys, the Funky boys, the Funk Motorsport guys, they killed it with these. Big fan. I'm definitely copping another one of these for the E36 and the JZ right away. Let's go see what Johnny thinks. Look at these two hard-working guys.
Yeah, mine are in the car. It sucks.
Listen, we all make choices in this life, and mine just happened to allow me to drink an iced coffee and wear sandals on a Tuesday afternoon.
You're my big brother, you should have taught me that. Damn, Johnny on his shits per usual. Not bad.
He's out. I've been saying it for years. He's out here.
He's out here.
Yeah.
Check it out, Dyreek. Crispy, right?
Yeah, it looks alright. No, it looks good.
Yo, my new car just showed up. You wanna go see it?
I didn't even know you were getting a new car.
Yeah, neither did I. It showed up a little unexpected, but
Nice trailer this time, unlike last time.
the guy had a missing axle.
Dude, mess.
He got it done though.
You got it done.
Oh man, I got the special. Dude, this is the craziest trailer I've ever seen in my life.
It's a nice rig.
Show him in scale. This is a triple
Me and my
deck.
son.
Oh wait, hold on. This is the photo we've all been waiting
It's a
for.
family photo.
Hold on, ready? Right. Screenshot.
His new purchase.
My new purchase?
We shipped it right in for Jimmy. This baby right.
Oh, see, it's got the link sticker already. See? This is it.
But I just showed him all the pictures that they just sent me to.
They could use some cold start work.
So if you guys haven't figured out by now, that's not my car. I didn't buy this. This is Corey Hosford's car. Some of the Hoonigan guys are coming in for the weekend for the Ignition Speed Festival, happening June 12th and 13th. I'll put the link in the description for the flyer. Check it out. It's gonna be an amazing weekend. Car shows going on. We have like a drift demo going on. I'll be driving in it with the coupe, hopefully. And we need a place to store Corey's car for the next couple of days, and it's gonna be here. So, Corey, I might have to plug into your ECU and get you right in that cold start tune, but she looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, ready.
Oh yeah, it's a bad bitch right here.
Yeah, it is. They do some shreddy.
What do you think, Stevie?
Streets love that.
They sure do. Huh. It should be fun.
Of course it's gonna be.
Oh, the horn doesn't work. Let's see. Get ahead. Oh yeah. Not bad. What we got here? Yeah, you know.
Not bad.
Not bad, huh?
Daily driver.
You know.
Yeah, okay.
Need one of them.
Where do you plug it in?
All right, we got a little 2JZ. Pretty old Garrett. It's on some C16. I know you can't smell it, but quality fabrication work. Big fan of that. But no, this thing's ready to party. This is a good car. This is a real good car. This thing looks really fun to drive, and it's tall man friendly, which is very awesome.
Jimmy, it's built for you.
It's built for me, Corey. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. You could just send the bill in the mail. I'm gonna keep it here. So we have some pretty cool ideas planned for this thing. I think we're gonna do a live stream in the shop on probably Friday, right?
Friday, yeah.
We're thinking Friday, yeah. Throw this thing on the dyno, see if it makes the horse puppies that it should. And then Sunday at the event, we'll be full live stream with Hoonigan on Twitch, right?
Twitch. Yep.
Twitch,
Twitch
so,
TV/Haas.
Stay tuned. We'll have some fun with this thing. Man, I need to build a party car like this one day. I'll fix it. Corey, I broke your handbrake.
The handbrake was broken when we took it off the truck, right?
Yeah, crazy thing ever, dude. That tow truck driver just
He had a weird look on
he had a weird look on his face, you know, and I look and the e-brake's broken, right? It's totally him. Eh, whatever, it happens. I got another one, Corey. I'll get you. What
are you doing?
Nothing.
We'll get you right, Corey. Oh my goodness.
nothing to see here.
There's a lot to see here. What are you talking about?
So the little Heim joint on the e-brake right here, the Willwood ones are aluminum and they kind of just shear off. This one is a steel one that I stole off Nisanda, so it's gonna be fun now. Skunked a few threads, so the e-brake's probably gonna sit back just a little bit farther, but not too bad. So now we got him a nice steel Heim joint. This thing ain't going nowhere. We are good to go. Fixed. She is. Her new home for a couple days.
She's in her new home. Connecticut, East Coast, babe.
Yeah, she ain't going back.
What's good in here?
Looks good here. Fits in beautiful.
It does fit oddly well.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. All right, so we're back in here and just looking over everything. It's really cool to see all this stuff, right? We got a lot done today. The wastegate stuff is looking really badass. Super in love with the heat management stuff from Funk. The D-Work system looking super clean on here. Of course, we still have to run all the lines back. I threw the flex shield sensor in. If you could see it, you can see the plug right here. This is the back of it. So flex shield is now in there just in case we want to put this thing on ethanol, which probably should because ethanol's fun. And then, of course, the wiring specialty harness. They already sent me out the correct pins for the injectors so I can finish it up tomorrow and get that all plugged in. So the link stuff, of course, since we're putting this on a link, is gonna come in probably tomorrow. So we can make some pretty quick moves with it. I gotta finish fuel system, battery, cable system, fluids, link, and it should start. It's really that easy. So gotta do a fan shroud, a bunch of little other small stuff, but it's getting there. We've done a lot so far, but it's finally getting there and it looks pretty badass. So to wrap it up, all I have to say is huge shout again to, well, everyone, D-Works, Funk Motorsports, and of course Wiring Specialties for today coming out and delivering me in the harness. And we both learned a couple of things and I'm excited. So of course, 10% off, Wiring Specialties, all of their own products. Don't sleep on this. Save yourself some money. 2 weeks. Jimmy O on checkout, right, Ant?
10%.
10%.
Don't sleep.
That's a whole lot of percent.
That guy's good.
So we're gonna end it there. I think we're just gonna end it there. So nice easy day. Got a lot done. I'm excited. So you guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And Ant?
Have a good night.